What are your thoughts on the alpha so far? I have the most basic Andy take on the alpha. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? If you liked Dragonflight, you're going to love War Within. If you did not like Dragonflight, you are probably not gonna like War Within. Crazy take, I know. Craziest take of all. Crazy take, I know. But yeah, no, it's after playing a bit of the alpha, it's cool. It's good. There's some nice new quality of life features. There's some definite upgrades. But in terms of 99% of what you're doing, the gameplay itself is very similar to how retail's operated and felt for the last many years. And it's an update to that. And it's an update that feels pretty good. But if you want retail to go in a completely different direction, it's not that. It's Dragonflight Plus, and it's a good thing. The plus is a good plus. But if you didn't like Dragonflight, you probably won't like War Within. And if you did like Dragonflight and you wanted a bit more, you're gonna love War Within. Because it adds warbands, it adds account-wide achievements, account-wide transmog. Like,
wish you an amazing stream.
We're gonna get delves, we have new features, you have new raids, new mythics, new mounts, new seasons, new gear. Like, it's gonna be great. If you like WoW retail, it's going to be great. If you don't like what WoW retail has to offer, it's not going in any crazy new direction. It's not turning around. It's not completely 180ing. That's the take, man. That's the take. I would like to learn more about delves. From what I know so far, it's basically like Elden Ring, where you're traversing the world and then there's like this portal that's like, it looks just like a blue or like gray portal that's like flashing. And then like Elden Ring, you walk through the portal and like you're now in like another instance and there's like a boss or like something that you have to actually do for rewards, and you can go in solo or with a team. But let's see what the devs have to say. Let's get like a more
World of Warcraft's upcoming expansion, The War Within, introduces an all-new pillar of progression for open-world players. Delves are 1 to 5 player, role-agnostic adventures found throughout Khaz-Algar. Players will typically be able to complete these bite-sized combat, puzzle, and platforming experiences in just 10 to 15 minutes, providing an additional way to level and an alternative path to endgame rewards alongside Mythic Plus dungeons, raids, and PvP.
Okay, so 1, you can level doing them, and then 2, the rewards can be similar to Mythic Plus? What? Bro, maybe I'll be a Delver in War Within. Oh my gosh. I didn't know it was actually good rewards.
Players can dive into Delves alone or in parties of any number up to 5, and any combination of classes and roles are viable, letting you approach each adventure as you see fit. Multiple healers could offer a safer way to travel, but prioritizing damage output might allow you to sprint through at record pace. This versatility allows players to progress with who they want, how they want, and when they want. As you approach, you'll be prompted to choose a difficulty level, called a tier, and can then walk right in. There is no loading screen. Lower tiers are available during leveling, with higher tiers added at max level and Season 1. If you're grouping with a friend or a couple of guildmates, just party up to enter the same instance. If you're looking to meet new Delvers, the Group Finder tool can assist with finding or forming a party. In the same way it helps form groups for quests, mythic dungeons, raids, and custom activities. Whether you group with friends or strangers, everyone in your party can play whatever class and specialization they want. So no one has to sit out or be overlooked because their desired role is already filled.
One of the biggest problems with queue times in retail is that if you're a healer or if you're a tank, you get instant queues, and if you're a DPS, you don't. And it's like, well, why is that? It's like, well, naturally, there's just less tanks and healers that play the game. Blizzard has released those numbers to us at some point, and it's just less than the amount of DPS players. So it's like, if you want to get into a queue and you need a tank and you need a healer, the DPS just have to wait like 30, 40 minutes sometimes, and the tanks get in instantly. And over the years, Blizzard has tried things like, let's compensate healers more, let's give them bonuses, let's give them extra gold, let's make healing do more damage, let's make it more fun, let's do this, let's do that. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's that weird for less players to want to play a support role. Like, look at League of Legends. You have a support role out of 1 in 5 players. 1 in 5 players need to support bottom lane, period. Right? What if the support role was the same as World of Warcraft? 1 in 3 for arenas, like 1 healer, 2 DPS. What if in League of Legends you needed 2 supports? Like, there's just not enough players that are interested in that role. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, and if you are, that's awesome. But it's just kind of, for whatever reason, human nature that more players want to be DPS. Whatever. The point is, in Delves, they're fixing it from the other side. They're not saying, let's get more people playing healers, and what they are saying instead is, let's make Delves possible without the need for healers. Let's make it possible with healers, and let's make it possible without healers. Let's make it possible with tanks, let's make it possible without tanks. So that way, everyone can just find a group instantly and get into Delves quicker. So my question is, how is it possible that Delves give you like mythic quality gear, presumably, at the start of the video, they said you can do it as an alternate route to raiding Mythic Plus and PvP, but without the need for a tank? I have some questions on the viability of that. Like, how is this actually gonna be hard enough to give you the gear that is equivalent to end game raiding gear or Mythic Plus gear or PvP gear, but not require a tank? We'll see, right? But if they manage to pull it off, it's a really flawless way for people to actually be able to play the game without sitting in a queue for an hour, right? So we'll see.
The flexibility of Delves is made possible thanks to your companion NPC.
Like Mage Tower,
Each
yeah,
season,
okay.
You'll be accompanied by a new companion who can be customized to complement your playstyle. The legendary Dwarven historian, Bran Bronzebeard.
I mean, if it's anything like Mage Tower, because Mage Tower, like, I've mainly played PvP. We talked about earlier how I have done some Mythic Plus here and there. I have done some raiding here and there, but like mainly, obviously, you guys know me for PvP probably. Or from hardcore or something, but I really enjoyed the Mage Tower. Every time the Mage Tower experiences came out, I did it because they were just fun. They were solo. I could play it. They were somewhat hard, right? When they first came out, they were somewhat hard. It took like maybe a couple hours of running and trying and figuring out the strats. If Delves are anything like Mage Tower, could be fun.
Renowned explorer and veteran of the Second War will be the first to join you. By choosing Bran's specialization, he could be molded into a healer or damage dealer, allowing him to fill the role you or your group need. As you progress, Bran levels up too, gaining skills that expand his arsenal and enhance his effectiveness. If you want to focus on damage output yourself, Healer Bran is happy to throw a potion on the ground that heals allies. Or, with a damage-focused Bran, you could activate his Gryphonen's battle harness, which lets him bombard enemies with lightning hammers from atop his loyal Griffin. Once you're max level and Bran is of a high enough rank, you'll begin earning curios.
I've always disliked followers in like any game I play. I think I might be unique in that way, but even in like Elden Ring, I wanted like no companions, no followers. They've always bugged me. Like, I'm trying to think other games. Fallout? Everyone had a follower in Fallout, like, right? Like Fallout New Vegas, you get the dog or whatever. I didn't choose a single follower in Fallout. I didn't choose any followers in Oblivion. Could you do them in Oblivion? I think you could. And I didn't do any followers in like any of these games. I just don't like people following me. Skyrim, yeah, didn't use anyone. I don't want followers following me around in a game. I don't know why. I might be really weird, but I've always done solo gameplay. So in Delves, I would rather not have a Bran Bronzebeard getting in the way. I'd rather just go solo. I wonder if I can, or if I go solo, if I need to bring in Bran. I don't know. I think you might be able to. Yeah. I'm unfollowing you now because you don't like followers.
Equip Bran by choosing a combat curio and a utility curio to give him trinket-like effects that empower your party. In addition, Bran can help you find lost supplies and delves that can help you in your runs. There will be 12 different delves to explore at launch, and you can expect to find some in each of the new zones.
That's pretty cool.
In the Isle of Dorne, you venture into the Earthcrawl Mines.
I might check
a dig
these out,
site
yeah.
that has been taken over by Nerubians. In Hallowfall, you must carefully explore the Sinkhole, the very bottom of the zone, where all the water gathers and Cobus lurk and lure in their victims. In the Ringing Deep's Dread Pit, you'll spelunk into a forward base of operations that the Nerubians are using to lay assault on the machine speakers. And more adventures await in Azj-Kahet to discover for yourself. Upon the start of Season 1, a 13th delve will become unlockable. Focusing on a single boss encounter, players must now brave the enemy's lair and defeat the greatest threat yet, Zevzik.
That's like Elden Ring, kinda. That's
Delves
sick.
are designed with replayability in mind and feature changing objectives. This means delves are dynamic, with each offering multiple experiences. Delve variants are unlocked at max level, similar to how world quests are unlocked, with different variants available on a given day. Perhaps one day you're sent on a mission to rescue a group of Earthen from the Nerubians, but on another you find yourself working with the Arathi to burn all the Nerubian nests in that same location. Thanks to their dynamic objectives, you could visit the same delve multiple times and have completely different adventures. Completing delves will reward you with a variety of valuable loot. Get to the treasure room at the end of a delve, and you'll find chests that will provide you with guaranteed core progression rewards, upgrade track currencies, delve currency, and more, including a unique reward. The Delver's dirigible mount can only be earned through delves. It's a cosmetically customizable flying machine that allows you to mix and match various modules to create your own dynamic flight masterpiece. As you complete more of these adventures and journey into Azeroth's core, you'll earn new customization options, with more choices added each season. Core progression items earned scale all the way up into the endgame. They are awarded at item levels relative to the difficulty of the delve, similar to how Mythic Plus dungeons and raids work, with items capping out at power levels comparable to heroic raids.
Oh, I'm gonna say it, you guys are gonna hate me for saying this, but it just comes to my mind. It really does. Whenever I see something new added to the game when it comes to cosmetics now, I have a sour taste in my mouth. I just do. Because I don't know down the road if Blizzard's gonna change the acquisition method for that thing. I don't know if I'm getting bait and switch. Should I put time into getting this, or is there going to be a new patch where it becomes easier? I just don't want to waste my time anymore. If I can get gear that's going to help me in that patch, cool, I'll get the gear because it's going to help me in that patch. But for cosmetics, are they just going to switch it on me like they did to every other cosmetic? Maybe I'll wait. You know, like I know people are going to disagree, but man, it's just a sour taste in my mouth from that, man. I really wish they didn't do that.
Out at power levels comparable to heroic raids or Mythic Plus 5 keys. Even the Great Vault itself is being updated to include reward choices for completing delves, offering players a chance to earn powerful items on a weekly basis. Delve currency can be used to buy collectibles and entry-level Warbound gear.
Yeah,
you can also find the collectibles and Warbound gear in chests directly, as well as transmogs, pets, toys, recipes, and reagents. Keep an eye out for new hat cosmetics that can drop, and embrace your inner kobold or fungus. Are you ready to dive into delves? Experience a more flexible, more customizable World of Warcraft in the War Within.
Well, after watching this, I'm more excited for delves than I have been. In fact, I probably will even try them out. Like, it sounds, after watching this, it kind of sounds like a mage tower. If you can make it really hard, and you can do it solo, and you can get real rewards, it kind of sounds like daily mage tower experiences, and that's pretty cool. So I might check these out. Like, that's actually pretty darn cool. I wasn't as hyped until watching this video. Having said that, and I didn't really realize my full thoughts on this until they started mentioning cosmetics. I do have a sour taste in my mouth with cosmetics. Like, oh, do this to get this cosmetic, and then like 6 months later, like, oh, but now this cosmetic you can get from doing this. Like, I have zero desire. I have zero excitement to farm a cosmetic in World of Warcraft in 2024, knowing that I might be bait and switched. And that's the reality. So that makes me a bit sad, really fully realizing that, because it wasn't that way in the past. So zero trust. Yeah, my trust has been broken. My trust has been broken. So I do feel that way. Like, it just, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do in the future, because they have a precedent now of changing things, bait and switch. So it's like, do I want to farm cosmetics? Probably not. It's probably not worth my time anymore, right? The content itself, though, looks good. So that's exciting. And I do want to check it out.